Hey everyone, it's Mike.
And Shay. We are putting together a wedding line that we're going to sell on Etsy. We got married 2 years ago and had a hard time finding things for our wedding that we thought were interesting. So we curated our own line and thought it might be fun to do that for other couples that are also getting married. And so we're going to talk a little bit about the process today, about how we get from an idea in my head out into a real item. So I put together a PowerPoint for Mike, basically just an overview of ideas so that he can see which direction I'd like to go. Anything that I think is cool or think that might apply, I give him the PowerPoint, and he then puts it all in a spreadsheet.
Yeah, what you see on the screen now is a project management software that I'm using to keep track of everything because there's lots of different collections. We want to do these curated collections of items that you can go in and pick a collection and everything matches.
Yeah, we're working towards 8 collections in all.
Today we're working on the gift for the star collection, and the gift wants to be a cell phone holder you can place on your desk that thematically matches everything else in that collection with stars and saying and looks really elegant and everything else.
Yeah, we wanted to create a favor that wasn't just your typical favor, something that people could use and actually enjoy after the wedding was over.
So when I use Mondays, I just keep track of every item in every collection, and then you saw me rough sketch it out, and now I went into SketchUp, 3D modeled the shape just to make sure proportionally it looked okay before I actually started making it and wasting real material. And now I'm drawing the piece up for actual printing to the laser in Corel Draw. It's a really simple vector drawing tool, and I'm using all the dimensions that I found worked in SketchUp to create the object in Corel, and now you see I'm actually printing it out to my laser. And I'm doing this so that I can make a rough, a first try at a physical object, and then I can assemble it, I can make sure it's the right proportion, I can make sure it's the right fit.
A lot of these go back and forth, so Mike will make a finished item, and then we talk it through and decide whether we, like the thickness of the acrylic, whether we're happy with the way the etching was done, whether we like the size, whether we can mail it, how it would be packaged, how other people could use it. And so it's kind of a process. There may be several prototypes that happen before the final item goes through.
So you see here I've actually cut the pieces and now we'll fit them. I'll see, as long as I'm reasonably happy with the way they fit together, then there's no reason to do a second pass at just a rough fit because I just waste material. And yeah, it seems to work okay. So now we put the art to the project. It's a little floppy, but we'll tighten that up in the next pass.
Yeah, and specifically with that one too, we decided that it was a little too wide, so that's since been adjusted to make a more narrow version of it.
And you see here I grabbed the art that I'm using on the invitations. So all the art, there's a design continuity to the entire collection.
We wanted people not to have to think too hard about it. We wanted to give them a one-stop shop where they could just pick everything and know that it would all match and go together.
And the GoPro doesn't like the way the laser moves around, so it's shifted a little bit. This is...
You have to admit that this is pretty sexy laser porn right here.
Yeah. This is the making of the final piece, or, the first version of the final piece.
Yep. And there's the finished object. Kind of pretty. It's been adjusted, as I said, a little bit. That's some other stuff we're working on. Invitations and little placeholders.
Thank you very much for joining us.
That's how the magic happens.